So let's dive straight in. I stopped eating carbs for 6 weeks, and honestly, it completely changed everything for me. Yeah, you heard that right, eating carbs. Something we Americans practically build our entire meals around. Think about it. Pasta, bread, potatoes, rice I mean. Carbs are everywhere.
But cutting them out, I won't lie, it was intense, challenging, but also shockingly rewarding. Let me rewind a little bit to help you understand why I even started this journey. Back on January 1st, my husband
And I made a pretty big decision.
we decided we'd drastically reduce eating carbs, almost eliminating them completely from our diet. You see, we watched this video about insulin resistance, obesity, and diabetes, and something just clicked, especially for my husband.
As a nurse practitioner, I already knew these things in theory, but for him, it was like a wake-up call, and we both realized how badly we needed a change. In the last couple of years, life happened. Marriage, a baby, just generally getting too comfortable, and suddenly, boom, I found myself carrying around 40 extra pounds, and my husband gained around 25 pounds.
Eating carbs had become more than a habit. It was a comfort, a daily routine, and honestly, a crutch.
Shopping for clothes became embarrassing.
Going out socially was uncomfortable. It was affecting everything: my confidence, my sleep, even my health.
So when I went for my regular health check and found out I had developed high cholesterol, I knew something had to change immediately.
Before this, the most I'd ever weighed was 200 pounds, and suddenly here I was at 214 pounds. It's crazy how quickly things can spiral out of control when you're regularly eating carbs without really thinking about it.
I think we tend to underestimate the impact that daily habits like eating carbs have on our bodies until suddenly we're faced with real health issues.
Anyway, that's why we decided to give up carbs.
And when I say eating carbs, I mean all carbs: bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, even the ones that culturally hit close to home like plantains and fufu.
Oh man, giving up fufu was genuinely tough because it's a staple from my African background. Like seriously, imagine your absolute favorite comfort food and then never eating it again.
That was my reality.
So, what actually happened once we stopped eating carbs for 6 weeks? The results honestly blew me away.
First off, my energy levels went through the roof. Seriously, I've never felt more energetic in my entire adult life.
Before this, I always hit a wall by mid-afternoon, needing coffee or naps, but now I just breeze through the day. It's amazing how dramatically your body can change when you stop eating carbs. Another thing I didn't see coming was how much better my sleep became.
I've always been a decent sleeper, but now it's like next level good sleep. Even on nights where I only catch around 5 hours, I wake up refreshed and ready to tackle the day. I learned later it's because carbs cause these sugar spikes and crashes, messing up your sleep quality. Eliminating them stabilized my blood sugar and significantly improved my sleep. Now, let's talk cravings.
Before this experiment, the idea of going even a week without bread or rice, or especially fufu, was unimaginable.
But after I stopped eating carbs, I noticed my cravings completely vanished.
I couldn't believe it either. It's crazy to think we assume carbs are a necessity, but it turns out our bodies adapt incredibly well without them.
Honestly, after a few weeks, I didn't even think about bread or pasta anymore. My brain also felt different, clearer, sharper.
Before, I often dealt with brain fog, forgetting small things, losing track of my thoughts, typical stuff most of us deal with daily.
After cutting carbs, I realized how much eating carbs regularly had been affecting my mental clarity. Suddenly, remembering details, planning, and staying focused felt effortless.
It's like my brain got a total upgrade. And let's talk about skin for a second.
I never had severe acne or anything like that, but after gaining weight, I started noticing breakouts around my period, which had never been an issue before.
But once I stopped eating carbs, my skin cleared up completely. My face felt less puffy, my complexion improved, and my skin looked more hydrated and healthy.
Another huge improvement was reduced bloating. Honestly, I didn't realize how bloated I constantly was until I wasn't anymore. My stomach got noticeably flatter, clothes fit better, and I just generally felt lighter. It's wild how quickly our bodies respond positively when we stop eating carbs. One of the biggest surprises for me was how my relationship with food improved.
When you're constantly eating carbs, you're often eating mindlessly or out of boredom. Eliminating carbs forced me to become more intentional with my meals.
I started planning, cooking healthier options, and actually listening to my body's hunger signals instead of just eating because food was available.
So, after all this talk, I bet you're wondering, okay, so how much weight did you actually lose? Well, after 6 weeks of not eating carbs, I dropped a total of 22 pounds.
Yeah, 22 pounds in just 6 weeks. But let me stress this, weight loss wasn't even my primary goal. It was about health, energy, and feeling better overall.
Losing weight was just an amazing bonus.
Would I recommend this journey? Absolutely, especially if you're feeling stuck, tired, or unhealthy.
Eating carbs isn't inherently bad, but for many of us, it contributes significantly to issues like weight gain, energy crashes, and even health risks. Trying this experiment even temporarily could drastically change how you feel. Here's the big takeaway I've learned. You don't have to eliminate carbs forever, but cutting back significantly can truly transform your life. My journey is ongoing, and I'm excited to see how it continues to improve not only my health, but my overall quality of life.
If you're curious, skeptical, or inspired, just try it out for a few weeks. You might be shocked by the changes you experience. Remember, everyone's different, so find what works best for you.
But for me, stopping eating carbs was the best decision I've made for my health and happiness in years.
Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this story. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried cutting carbs and what your experience was like. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts below.
Let's keep improving together, one step at a time.